Drop 5 pounds of fat in 7 days. I as of late increased 5 pounds. It wasn't muscle. Much the same as many individuals, I haven't left the house much of late and I've let things slide a tad. Subscribe and push the notification button. I'm despite everything figuring out how to turn out to be in my patio exercise center, downpour at times pelting down on me in my hooded coat and causing me to feel like the Bruce Willis hesitant hero character in Unbreakable, yet I've been eating one serious parcel of things that I'd regularly shuffleboard away from me with a long stick. You may figure that my weight gain is from going somewhat overwhelming on the solace food to disregard the absence of social communication, yet I don't think so. Perhaps incompletely, however I believe it's more that I have the mentality of an unemployed intriguing artist. What's the purpose of agonizing over a little softness if there's nobody around to appreciate my body parts? Be that as it may, it's an ideal opportunity to change that, to get back on the shaft, as it were, and the least demanding approach to do that is by going on my can't believe it's a diet, which I've been utilizing for a considerable length of time at whatever point the need emerged. I tail it for 7 days, bid farewell to the culpable fat, and afterward continue eating typically. Pretty much all diets work for one reason only. I'm regularly gone ballistic over the unpredictability of whatever diet du jour has been blessed by big names and afterwards scattered to us everyday citizens, except regardless of how dumb, they likely all work to fluctuating degrees. Truth be told, here's TC's rule no. 162. Any time you begin focusing on the food you eat, graciousness of whatever diet you've been ensorcelled by, you will shed pounds, paying little heed to how straightforward, complex, or mindless the eating regimen. Everything comes down to calories. Without a doubt, insulin affectability, affirmed ketosis, feast timing, and macronutrient makeup all assume a job, however calories rule and all else slobber. By disposing of specific nourishments or even nutrition types as directed by a particular eating regimen, you can't resist the urge to eliminate calories. In like manner, by goodness of being on a careful nutritional plan, you're compelled to give more consideration to what you eat. Recreational eating and oblivious snacking and nibbling pass by the wayside as you become calorie cognizant. To the extent the points of interest of an eating regimen, the main things that should matter to you ought to be the accompanying. It brings about quantifiable fat misfortune. It doesn't make you lose any muscle. You can support it, implying that you can continue doing it without cheating or making you need to end everything by staying a stake blade into your eye. Chris Shugart's Velocity diet satisfies every one of the 3 conditions and it's the reason it remains so fruitful. However, my can't believe it's a diet is in reality considerably more straightforward. Mine is simply implied be accomplished for only 7 days rather than a month and to shed 5 pounds of fat rather than 20. The diet. Here it is, in the entirety of its amazing effortlessness. Breakfast, 2 scoops of metabolic drive, protein and 2 scoops of superfood discretionary blended in 12 to 16 ounces of water. Lunch, 2 scoops of metabolic drive, protein and 2 scoops of superfood discretionary blended in 12 to 16 ounces of water. Dinner, lasagna with twofold cheddar. Okay, I'm as a rule somewhat wry about supper yet I incorporated that in tray to come to a meaningful conclusion. You can eat anything you desire for supper on this eating routine. It doesn't need to be reasonable. It'd be pleasant if your supper contained a sufficient measure of protein, a few vegetables, and didn't come collapsed in a pad of pig grease, yet regardless of whether it's not totally reasonable, it doesn't make a difference. You'll be relinquishing enough calories in the past 2 dinners to guarantee that you'll despite everything lose muscle versus fat. 2 scoops of metabolic drive protein give 42 grams of protein and, when blended in with water, just adds up to 220 calories. The superfood includes 0 calories. Balance that with your bacon and eggs on toast breakfast, which could extend somewhere in the range of 600 to 900 calories. Balance that with the normal lunch, which can add between 500 to 900 calories and perhaps much more. Without a doubt, ingesting 42 grams of protein for both breakfast and lunch is tremendously thermogenic and that prompts some consuming of fat, yet the eating routine's adequacy is still for the most part dependent on keeping up a calorie deficiency for 7 days or any way long you need to follow the eating regimen.